Hi, everybody. It's Miss Rose. There are going to be times in this course where I make video lessons for you to take notes on and then try problems after that. It'll come up in homework assignments or during classwork. So I thought for this first assignment, that would be a good thing to practice. This first problem that we're going to do is a good review from your algebra class of an important concept called slope. So if you remember, when you have a line and you have 2 points on that line, the slope is the ratio of the rise over the run to get from one point to the next point on a line. So you probably learned a formula for that, something with the change in the y values over the change in the x values. This should look familiar. Usually the letter m is used for slope, like a mountain slope. You probably learned y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You might be asking yourself, what was y2 and what was y1 and stuff like that again. So you have 2 points. You have the first point and the second point. So what I like to do is just say for the first point, there's an x and a y value. So we can call them x1 and y1. And then for the second point, there's an x and a y value. We can call them x2 and y2. So let's calculate the slope. We're going to start with y2 minus y1. So that's 9 minus negative 3. So that's the numerator of our fraction. And then for the denominator of our fraction, we need to do x2 minus x1. So negative 15 minus 17. What's going to happen here is if our final answer is positive, that means that the line slopes upward. And if our final answer is negative, then the line slopes downward. The line that I drew was just a little sketch. A good thing to know about this program, Desmos, that we're using is there's a little calculator icon. So if you don't have your own calculator to use, you can click on that little calculator button and you can use that to do these calculations. So I will show you what that looks like. I'm going to do the numerator 9 minus negative 3 on my Desmos calculator. 9 minus negative 3. And before I even hit equals, it puts the answer there. But I'm actually going to ask you to hit the equal button because the cool thing about this Desmos calculator is it actually saves your calculations and I can look at them later. So that is positive 12. So that's the numerator of the fraction. And then let's do negative 15 minus 17. Negative 15 minus 17. I'm kind of surprised most calculators have a separate negative button. This one just seems to use the subtraction button. Negative 32, I'm going to hit equals though. So that is the denominator of the fraction. So look, it's a negative slope then because a positive divided by a negative is negative. So this line must slope downwards. So this is a perfectly acceptable answer for your slope, 12 over negative 32. But I noticed that both of those numbers are even. So I know that this can be simplified a little more. So let me show you how you can simplify a fraction on this Desmos calculator. You can go 12 divided by negative 32. And then if you notice, it gives you a decimal answer, but if you hit this little convert to fraction button right here, it sort of magically makes it a fraction for you. So that's pretty nice and user-friendly. So it's negative 3/8 is the best final answer for your slope. So hopefully that's a good refresher for you. Let us know if you have any questions about how to do this and then try the example problem.